Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the featherweight bout between Edson Barboza versus Giga Chikadze. And I see this one right here. So first off, age difference, Chikadze is 2 years younger at like 33 versus the 35-year-old Edson Barboza, which is, I would say, not a significant factor. Like, not no great youth or high age advantage. I would say that Barboza has a wealth of experience, but he also has a wealth of losses as well. Wealth of wins, wealth of losses. So there's a lot of tape out of him in pure MMA. Chikadze is still more of a questionable factor because, you know, he got a lot of kickboxing fight in pure striking. But MMA is still a lot to learn about him. Still a lot. Still a very developmental fighter. Barboza's developing as well, but not as much. So that's the thing. So age-wise, ain't no big difference. I'm not going to factor in that as advantage for either guy. Height, Chikadze is 1 inch taller. And reach, Edson Barboza actually has a 1 inch reach advantage over Chikadze. So a lot of stuff just evening out. But in this fight, is a very tough matchup to predict in the ways. But really, it's not the hardest to predict. You say, let me just lean to momentum. Now, like I said, I'm gonna lean to Chikadze, but it's not purely off momentum. But that'd be easy to pick. Like, I'm gonna lean to momentum. Like, Barboza lost so many fights. Yes, he's on a good little winning streak right now, or at least he's rebounding, looking sharp right now. He coming up with a real good win over a real good fighter for this division. But Chikadze career is very fresh, and he's on a winning streak and looking solid and getting better and getting every single fight. So lean to Chikadze, but that's not only why. I think the reason why I'm leaning to Chikadze more than just that's going to factor as well. I'm not saying I'm not leaning to that as well, but I feel like with Chikadze, definitely for that kickbox at a higher level, that's a factor. But not just because of that. What's the intangible? What's the actual dig deeper? Because people fight at more high level kickboxing all the time, and they don't translate. It's not like they'd be great striker just because they fought in K1 or fought in Glory. They come over and look like trash, but it's more to it. Sometimes even accomplish more in Glory, and they get knocked out back a little round tree, and you know who I'm talking about. But that don't mean they're a lesser striker. But either way, it's not the ends all bees all in this fight. But I feel like in this fight, not in fact, they got different styles. I feel like with Chikadze, Barboza's hands might look a little bit cleaner at times, but Chikadze a lot of times, it's deception. Like, he's setting you up. He might like wing some overhands at times, but a lot of times he's setting you up to draw out a reaction. Then he'll throw a clean overhand when you start to frame your hand out, come over the top. Like, that's a tactic of his. Like I said, why is this guy winging these sloppy overhands at times? Like, his kicks are always clean and sharp, but sometimes his punches, and he might throw a rolling thunder. That's not clean. That's just having fun out there most times. But yeah, with Chikadze, a lot of stuff, even like might look a little bit sloppy at times what he does with his hands. A lot of times it's just to set you up and get a feel for your reaction, then he catch you with a clean overhand. So, like, Chikadze does some weird stuff. I feel like Barboza's combination with his hand a little bit sharper, but Chikadze very good at picking his shots and everything setting up, switching stances, everything's to get you off balance. Like, he just poke and prod you with maybe a little straight here and there, maybe slap a teep in your body just to get you off balance, throw a shot just to get you off balance, throw the overhand just to move you into a position. Like, a lot of stuff, like, it might look like it makes sense early on, but when you see that end, like the final result, it all makes sense. So I feel like Chikadze just fights, his striking IQ is on a different level than Barboza's. I feel like Barboza has definitely a lot of stuff. And nothing I would say about Barboza, I feel like he's improving technically, and like I say, his striking IQ is getting a little bit better. But I also feel like he's slowing down a little bit with age. He didn't look as fast as sharp in his last fight. He landed clean. His hand looked cleaner, but as far as the speed, overall speed, like, it took a dip. Like, some skills going up, some skills going down. But I feel like with this one, I think Chikadze's stylistically and with his experience will be able to fight on the outside range, be able to address the kicks of Barboza. Yeah, be able to address the kicks of Barboza, beat Barboza from a range he's not used to getting beat at, and where he really prides himself on. Because Chikadze will be unlike these other strikers, will be able to see the strikes, fight from that range, and be on his toes, be able to dodge, slip the kicks, counter back, catch it when time the kicks or overhands. And I see this is a very high level striking match, a very high level chess match. I see it going to decision, but I feel like Chikadze will be better prepared for the chess match. Also, with that switch stance, he's going to throw off his kicks in general for Barboza, because like 1 second his body open, 1 second it's not. And then also with the movement of his feet, not just sitting on the outside, like say like a guy like the other tall guy that trained with Adesanya, Dan Hooker, who just, relies so heavily on his range and reach that he kind of sits at his range. So when you could enter that range, slam a kick to his body, slam a body shot there. Once you get through his range, he's just there. Chikadze on the side, he'll be a little bit more mystical. Right there, he'll make that range confusing. Like, you might feel he's in one area with his shots, but then when you're drawing, he's not there. Whereas Hooker, he'll be long, but once you get through that, that forest, his body's right there. Chikadze on the side. Not saying he's longest hooker or use his height like that, but a lot of stuff, a lot of talking. But this is going longer than a quick pick. But overall, I feel like Chikadze, this will be able to make the right moves. Yeah, make the right moves. Use angles, use footworks to cut off a lot of the success and the strengths of Barboza. Be to time him, shut him off a little bit, and that would be the difference in making decisions. Footwork, movements, angles, timing, clean counters, in a very high level match. And also the fact that his takedown offense is improving, and Barboza, even though he might be getting better with his grappling, it's a matter of like how often do you do it actively in the match. So really, I just going to lean into Chikadze to get this decision victory. So in this fight, I have Giga Chikadze via decision.